also I'm presenting my drawing. It is simple but colorful. Three diagram illustrating the literature, its types, its main types, subtypes, and the examples. So first, we go to the literature. So literature, what do you mean by literature? It encompasses or it includes the works considered are artistic with intellectual value, and it reflects the human experiences, emotions, and ideas that also provoke thought. So it can be to entertain, to educate, and to, of course, to give an information. So let's go into the two main types, which is the prose and the poetry. So first, the prose, it is divided into two categories, which is the fiction and the non-fiction. So first, the non-fiction, it's all about the imaginative narrative writing. It's not based on the real events or person. So the first example, the first one is the novels. My first example is To Kill a Mockingbird. So this one is the long fictional narratives. And my example is the Diary of Anne Frank. On the diary, it's a chronicle of courage and resilience. And the third one, novellas. It is shorter than novels, yet longer than short stories. So when we go on to short stories, it's all about the brief fictional narratives. My example is The Gift of the Magi, which it is a short story written by O. Henry, the pen name of William Sidney. So this narrative involves around young people, Jim and Dila. So when we say again, short story composes of the elements, short story's plot, characters, settings, theme, like that. So we go on to fables. Fables is short stories conveying a moral lesson, often with animal characters. So the most popular example of this is the Aesop fables. So there are a lot of Aesop fables examples. Some of these are the Tortoise and the Hare, which was also given by other reporters a while ago. It's about perseverance over speed, the lion and the mouse, such that. So we go on to the parables. So parables, my example is the Good Samaritan, which is famous from the New Testament. It was at the Gospel of Luke. So it also gives the moral lesson. So we go on to the subtypes, which is the non-fiction, which is composed of history, news, biography, diary, anecdote, and essay. So on history, it is accounts of past events, which is my example is the Sapiens, which is a popular non-fiction book written by Yuval Noah Harari, published in 2011. So this explores the history. The common theme is the cognitive revolution, agricultural revolution, like that. So we go on to the essays. It's a short pieces exploring a specific topic or idea. So my example is The Raven, which is a narrative poem by Edgar Allan Poe. So it uses imagery, like that, the symbolism. And next, biographies. It is an account of person's life, which is, my example is Steve Jobs. His biography that was written by Walter Isaac. So it's a biography of Steve Jobs, which contains his personal life, experiences, and his job. So we go on to news. It's about reports on current events. So, we know it already. Ang lagi nating inaabangan sa mga radyo at mga TV. Digire articles, yan. Can be under the newspaper, the headline. So, the last one is the diaries, which is about the personal accounts of daily life, which is the common example is the diary of Anne Frank. It's a personal journey of Anne Frank on her two-year-old Jewish girl living in Amsterdam during the World War II. So it's about her life. So the last one is the anecdotes. I mean, brief, often humorous stories about a particular incident. So, to the second category, the main category of literature, poetry, we go on to the poetry, which is composed of narrative, lyric, and dramatic. So, first, we go on to the first one, which is the narrative. It's composed of metrical tale, epic, song, and what's that? Ballad. So, first the metrical tale. It's my example of this is the Canterbury Tales written by Geoffrey Chaucer. It's a collection of 24 stories told by a diverse group of pilgrims. Metrical tale, there is what we call the there is what we call the symbolism or the so we go on to the epic. So epic, my example is this is the Homer's Odyssey. It's a recount of the journey of home of Odysseus. And we go on to the ballad. My example is the ballad. The ballad which the ballad which also have mythical encounters, and we go on to the next subtype, which is the lyric, composes of song, ode, sonnet, and elegy. My example on ode is the Ode to Nightingale, which is all about the yearning for escape from the pain of human existence. It's about it's all about a young yearning for escape from the pain for human existence. So the next one is the elegy, which is, my example is O Captain, My Captain by Walt Whitman, that uses a metaphor returning to its voyage, which captain is Abraham Lincoln. So the next one is the elegy, which is a famous example is the Sonnet 118, which is all about. What is all about the Sonnet 118? Celebrating our enduring power of love. So the last one is the dramatic, which contains tragedy. The famous example is all about Hamlet. Comedy, A Midsummer Night Dream. Midsummer Night Dream, the social tale, which is, the example is The Grapes of Wrath. Melodrama, so example is the Oxymoron, that was also by Dion Bowie called. That's all, and thank you.